I get it. I've been there. When the world feels and looks like this, dark, black, and you don't see a way up, you don't see a way down, left or right, you feel trapped, you feel stuck. You don't have to live like this. Even when you feel down, it's time. The choice is yours. The choice to heal. The choice to face your fear, your anger, your pain, your trauma, your despair. Let the light in. Let's talk about how. Hey, and welcome back, and thank you. I'm really grateful, really excited about this episode, which is part 2, Mental Health, a Conversation, and I like to title this particular segment, Healing. And I know I talk an awful lot about healing, but in this episode, I kind of want to maybe get a little more into detail, especially since we're talking about mental health, which could be from trauma, something traumatic. It could be depression. It could be substance abuse and addiction. An addiction, whether it be drugs, alcohol, sex, you name it, food. There's all sorts of things that we as human beings do and use to try and distract ourselves from actually facing the real issue or the pain or the trauma that literally lives within us. I like to start with a poem that or a meme, whatever you want to call it, that I posted on Tuesday. So check this out. There is enough fire inside you to put all of hell to shame. But you are pretending to be water for someone who is too afraid to handle the dragons in your belly. Stop crushing the thing that makes you. Embrace the flames. Be whole again for yourself and no one else. It's so deep and it's so meaningful. You know, we all have these pains and these traumas and these dragons living within our bellies, but we have fire that would put the fires within us, that will put the fires of hell to shame. And it is just my hope, my desire in starting this conversation and starting this talk, at least from my end, to rip off the veils that have been put over this conversation about mental health. What do you do when you are sick? What do you do when you break a bone? What do you do when you don't feel good in your body? You go to a doctor. You call a nurse practitioner. You go into the clinic or the ER, right? What do you do when you have a toothache? What do you do when your tooth is chipped? You go to the dentist. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because things that we can't explain and things that scare us are things we start to shove away and label as bizarre, weird. And they really aren't. We have to stop looking down on people who want to get help and who We have to normalize the conversation about mental health. It's okay to be truthful and to be honest and say, hey, I don't feel right in here. Or because of something in my life, I don't feel right in here. My heart is broken. I can't seem to put it back together. It's causing me to think things up here. They're connected. Everything is connected. And I think we forget that. And I know that we've shoved that to the side. And I want to rip off that Band-Aid and rip off that veil. Let's talk about it. Let's get help. Let it get unstuck. And we do that by using 3 incredible, important words. And I am so grateful to, I read this yesterday actually. And so I had to put it on this episode. Elton John, who's been sober for 20-something years, wrote that there are 3 words that you need. 3 words to start the healing process. It's a choice, and then all you got to say is 3 words. I need help. I need help. Until you say those words, the process can't begin. It is a choice. And my friends, I've said it so many times, but I just want to say it now because my hope is that even if I help one person and you get it, then I feel like, I've done something good. And what I want to say is, honey, baby, friends, people I don't even know, we have to save ourselves. We live in this darkness of depression and the darkness of sorrow and despair and pain and agony, waiting to be rescued, waiting for those around us to lift us up. And while they're doing that, many do try and lift us up, we're not in a place to receive it because we haven't asked for help. Sometimes, and I encourage everyone to always, always love and shower love and support on those in your lives and those in my life, to let them know that they're loved and cared about. But until we ourselves that are the carriers of this pain and trauma and sorrow and agony and despair, until we're ready to say those 3 words, I need help. I am done with this situation. I am done living this way. There's help. There's healing. But you have to wake up. You have to wake up. There's that moment when you just are at that place of utter frustration because nothing is changing and you're stuck and you're in the same spot. I know it because I've been there. I've lived it. Wake up. Please. Reach out and say, I need help. That is power. That is courage. And that is strength. And there are people waiting, hands outstretched to help you. And there is a way. And in this episode, I'm going to show you some ways so that there are no more excuses. No excuses of time, no excuses of location, no excuses for money. If you want to get help, then you need to say, I need help, and there is help for you. I did it. You can do it. She agrees. That was Roxy. So I've been writing lots of things down. I always write things down. I think that's a number one thing that everyone should start. Grab paper, get a diary book, just a write it. This says write it down, a write it down book, and one of these, and start writing. What do I write? I started out by just writing my feelings, and then I did my version of a pro and cons list. On the I drew a line down the center, and on the left I wrote how I currently feel. Then on the right I wrote how I want to feel, and then on the opposite page I wrote not step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the things that I want. It's like a written version of a vision board. I don't know if you all know what vision boards are, but we used to, and some people still do, and they actually work, because what you're doing is not just putting it out to the universe, but you are stepping forward, because that's what the universe asks of us before it rises up to meet us. It asks, I want proof, and then I will answer. So that proof is us stepping towards healing, stepping towards that goal, that dream. So anyway, those vision boards were big pieces of cardboard that we would tear or cut pictures of the things that we wanted in life out of a magazine, and you would paste it on the vision board, on the poster board, and then you'd cut out letters and words out of newspapers and magazines, and you'd put underneath what you wanted. I wanted a house. You want kids. You want marriage. You want to own your own business. You want to be on Broadway. You want to be in the movies, TV. You want to sing a song. You want to write a song. You want to write a book. Like, everything was on these vision boards, and people would check them off one by one. Everyone actually I know that has done a vision board has literally checked off almost everything on their vision board. Why? Because it's visual. You've put it out there with your action, and you're living and working towards it. So anyway, same thing with my feelings. I started with something as simple as writing them down. Let me read you this poem and meme also, and I got something that goes right along with it. It goes like this. Start by doing one push-up. Start by drinking 1 cup of water. Start by paying toward one debt. Start by reading 1 page. Start by making 1 sale. Start by deleting 1 old contact. Start by walking 1 lap. Start by attending 1 event. Start by writing 1 paragraph. Start today. Repeat tomorrow. Start today and repeat tomorrow. Check this out. Start with making your bed. Start with just one. Start with a push-up. Start with just one. Start with opening your blinds and opening your curtains. Start with just one. Start with just 1 walk around the block. Start with just 1 lap. Start by drinking just 1 glass of water. Start by deleting 1 contact. So it sounds so remedial, I know, I get it, and it sounds so simple, but if you've never experienced depression and darkness, sometimes even just the single act of getting out of bed and going to the bathroom seems like Mount Everest. And I understand that and I get that. But I'm encouraging and inciting everyone to know that there is help, there is love, there is a better tomorrow, but we have to face the dragons in our belly and burn them the hell out so we can begin to heal. Remember, we have to make a move to rescue ourselves, for our life. And it starts with something as simple as getting out of bed and making your bed in the morning. It could be something as simple as take a shower and do your hair. Go to the refrigerator and pour yourself a cup of water. Water cleanses. Water cleanses. Keep going, keep going. You know, I think sometimes when we're in hard and difficult situations, when you look up, everything looks so far away and the mountain's so high that you decide that it's too much and you can't. I think in these situations, it's okay to put your head down, look at your feet, and begin to just move them one at a time, step by step, and start with one thing. I know I said a whole bunch of things, but that doesn't mean each one of those things one at a time. If you can handle more, great, do it, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. But maybe 1 week, it's just one of those things, one time a day. You have to start somewhere. I had to start somewhere. This is the way to rescue ourselves. We have to stop waiting to be rescued. It's not going to happen because we're not ready to be rescued by the people who are trying to rescue us and love us out of these places. We're just not. It has to be a choice from within that then opens the door from darkness and starts to let in the light. And that light is what begins to heal. And I get it. It's scary as hell because that light also shines on the things that scare us and the things that hurt us and the things that have screwed us up and veered our path to a place that we didn't plan on going and that we never saw ourselves going and never wanted to be. Time to grab a hold and turn that ship back onto course. This is what I know after talking to so many and having experienced these kinds of things myself, is that there is a courage and there is a fire within you that burns brighter than in the moment than you realize. And to tap in starts with moving forward in one thing. Again, I know it sounds stupid and simple, but start doing it and repeat it tomorrow and repeat it the next day and then add something. Add 2 glasses of water. Do it for a week. Just start somewhere and then keep adding. And then I need help. I need help. I need help. And that help can come in the form of doctors, counselors, psychiatrists, psychologists. Start with someone you trust and someone who you feel hears you, gets you. And once you're in that place, start to move towards healing and trust and let those demons out. Slay and conquer them. And so join me next week for our 3rd and final installation of Mental Health, a Conversation. Let's heal. Join me when we talk about who to reach out to and how, and to dispel any excuses for reaching out and asking for help. Let's get unstuck. Now go out and make it a good one.